If you are a business owner, public figure, or in high level of leadership, and you want to curate an abundant, balanced life by uncovering the blocks that stand in your way and tune into your own wisdom, you are in the right place. In this podcast, we talk about personal and professional tools and strategies so that you can elevate your potential, expand your impact, and enjoy your life. I'm your host, Angela Williams. I'm a licensed therapist, coach, guide, speaker, educator, avid beachgoer, and I've helped thousands of clients achieve personal growth and transformation. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome back. As I sit and record this episode from my bed, I think it definitely highlights the point that I want to make today to encourage you to let it be easy. I'm sitting here with a lot of pillows, relaxing. The dog is laid out. You probably hear him breathing from time to time. But I think it's so important to have this conversation about letting things be easy, making things easier on ourselves, and taking time when you need to slow down in order to speed up, or taking time to slow down in general to care for yourself, to rest. All of these things are so important to our forward progress in whatever we're trying to do. So as humans, we tend to overcomplicate things that we don't really have control over or that haven't happened yet. We tend to overcomplicate simple things in our lives, our work, our relationships, our life. And, I think especially in this day and age when there's so many things that grab at our attention, there's always so much to do. It's really easy to be swept up in all of that noise, all of that stimulation. And, I'm one of those examples where overcomplicating was the norm for me in the past. And one of the most important lessons I've learned in life, and especially as a business owner, is to simplify and make a way to make things feel and be easier. So I currently own 2 businesses. If you are new to me, hello, I'm Angela Williams. I am a therapist and a coach and guide to celebrities, public figures, business owners, and leaders. And running 2 businesses can be extremely exhausting. You really have to have your stuff together and be organized. And so, I'm really learning to simplify, automate, delegate, right? Do the things that are going to help me be successful, but also not tax me to the max. I'm about to be a first-time mom, and this has been more important of a lesson than ever this year. I think the previous times I've really had to dig in with the lessons of letting it be easy was to start my first business, but really trying to transition out of burnout from that kind of 8 to 5 schedule and create my own work environment that brought me more peace and freedom and all the things that I really wanted out of entrepreneurship. And so with my past patterns and overworking and things like that, it's been kind of an ongoing piece to really give myself that grace and that permission and finding the ways to make things easier. So on this journey, especially this year, I felt a level of exhaustion, especially in the first and third trimesters of my pregnancy. I'm currently, as I'm recording this, in the 3rd trimester of my pregnancy. We're almost there. We've got a few weeks left. But I felt that level of exhaustion that I haven't felt in a really long time. And so my achiever self wants so badly to tackle these dream projects and do all of the things that I normally do. And my body is like, wait a minute. That's not going to work right now. You need to lay down and really rest. And there's some days I feel completely great, ready to clean out, reorganize the pantry, the whole house, you name it. And there's some days I just feel like I'm doing my best to keep myself alive and fed. I said that to my husband today. I was like, this is one of those days. I'm just going to be able to do kind of the bare minimum, and that's okay. And, the baby isn't even here yet. So the levels of exhaustion are new and on a different wavelength, even right now. So something to work through. And some days it's easier to let things go than other days. Other days it feels like a bit of frustration that I have to work through. And let me also say that, again, with that internal work that I've done throughout the years, it's made it easier than it ever has been to slow down. Is it completely simple all the time? No, because my dreams are just so big and there's so many things I want to do in them. But the most important question this year has been, how can I make this easier or more simple for myself? So you may also be feeling this pull to simplify this season. If that's you, this is definitely for you. I know a lot of my colleagues and friends, business owners, executives, we're all craving something similar, which is to go a little bit slower, to have more fun, and to find that simplest route to make our lives operate in a way that we have less stress. I attended a retreat in the spring, which was extremely transformational in the way that it supported this whole idea of how can we let things be easier than they are or than we're making them. Because my overarching theme in my life and work has always been that there is a better way. Whether that's to improve focus, simplify, delegate, or let go of something, like there's always a better way to elevate your potential, expand your impact, and enjoy your life. So if you are finding yourself on a similar path where you've come to that realization that you're overcomplicating things, or that you want something different, that you've done maybe a certain thing in a certain way for so long, or for example, a lot of my business owner colleagues have built up a huge business and in reality they really want to simplify and streamline. And now they're, they've built all this, they've done all this work, which is amazing. But now they're kind of saying, okay, wait a second, I don't want this anymore. It's too much. Time to burn it all down. If you're thinking that, it's okay. We don't have to burn it down, but we can pivot and we can do so gracefully. And a lot of the conversations I'm having with clients is to really accept where you are now and finding that acceptance and grace for yourself as the number one step. And the next step is giving yourself permission to know that it's okay to pivot and change and to realize that there's something different or better for you, that you can let things go, that you can restructure. But giving yourself that grace is so important because a lot of the leaders that I'm talking to are responsible for other people's salaries, paychecks, well-being. That's a heavy lift sometimes to really think about changing the whole game, right? When you're responsible for these things. Even just being responsible for yourself, right? It can feel difficult to make some big changes when you are considering all those factors. So when we change things up, even if it's just to simplify or let go or put in a boundary, I think there's a natural fear from ourselves. Our brains are wired for protection from ourselves, but also it can be from those people that are around us. And they're well-meaning a lot of times, and that they're going to say something that might feel like pushback or resistance. And that's normal because usually people are saying things out of protection. So if you've ever been naysayed by your family or friends or, somebody you thought should be supportive of you no matter what, and they say, oh, I don't know that you should do this. Ooh, that sounds like a scary idea or a bad idea. It's usually that protection brain, but I want you just to know, that's not for you to worry about, but I think that's our fear that stops us from making choices that can benefit us and in turn benefit other people, because that's when we can operate as our best self. I worked with a coach this year and last year and in that retreat that I mentioned, and especially in the space of one-on-one coaching, the question that I really appreciate that she asked me several times was, what's the simplest thing you can do here? What feels easy? And this is something that, it's really helpful to hear from somebody else, even when we do the same work, right? Because these are the questions I ask my clients as well, because it's so important to know what those answers are and then work from there. Because a lot of times we find that there's additional noise. There's a lot of stuff that gets in our way to the simplest path to achieving our dreams and goals. So for you, I want you to take some big, deep, clarifying breaths and clear all the mind clutter away. And then ask yourself, what's the simplest thing you can do next in support of your goals and dreams? What feels easy to take the next step? If this speaks to you and you want to dive deeper into the patterns that may be keeping you from allowing things to be easy, I invite you to reach out for guidance in rewriting the narrative and showing up as the best version of you as you ascend to your next level in your life and career. You can find all of the ways to work with me, whether that's through custom one-on-one support or events to uplevel your self-development in an accelerated way at brainsoulcoaching.com. Sending love and support on your journey, and catch you in the next episode. If you're enjoying the Bigger Braver Life show, make sure to subscribe and leave a review so this show gets to more leaders like you. I also invite you to join the weekly newsletter fusing brain science, intuitive-based tools, tips, and strategies for you to elevate your potential, expand your impact, and enjoy your life. Get started at angelamarie.co.